Hi guys and welcome. So this is our first official real lesson in our NLP. Here we're going to talk about what is NLP. So we're going to explore what it is, what it can do. So it is uncovering the secrets of your potential. So let's dive right in and start this journey off. So now having a look at what NLP can actually do. It can instruct you on how to achieve personal excellence. So, would you like to change the quality of your life, the quality of your thoughts, the habits, strategies, and everything that you use, even change the values that you hold dear, so that they better suit you, better suit your life, and better suit where you want to go in life? NLP can help with this. Do you wish to conduct more successful negotiations? What about building and maintaining rapport, communicating better, identifying people and being able to relate to them in a way that communication is so much better? What about changing past experiences that are interfering with the quality of your life today? So all of those things from the past, those issues, those things that keep coming up, whether it goes in a bit of a pattern or a circle or something, NLP is capable of changing and maintaining and even making better all of these things and so much more, as you'll find out. So then, what is NLP? Neuro-Linguistic Programming is the art of personal excellence. It is a method and process of organizing human behavior on both a verbal, so words, the linguistic part of it, and non-verbal level, into parts. Now we'll get into parts a bit later. By simply changing the coding of an experience, you can change your feelings, your internal state, and your world. So what we mean there is by changing the way you feel about a situation can change your feelings on that and future situations. It can change your internal state, make you happier, make you stop worrying about some of those things that you're constantly worrying about. Have you see a different point of view, remove some of the filters that you're already using, as we'll get into a bit later, with the world, so you can see things in a different perspective, from a different point of view, and have a much more learning experience in the world, rather than going through judging everything with your preconceived ideas. And NLP introduces us to a powerful method of thinking, perceiving, and organizing our perceptions that leads to greater satisfactions and success. So if there's something that you don't like, say in your job, at home, anything like that, you can break it down into a process, change the bits that aren't working for you, or change how you feel about those bits so that you do have a more satisfying life, more success in work, in business, in communications, and so much more. It gives us a way to subjectively think about ourselves and the world. So no more thinking that we're not good enough, we're not enough, whatever the case may be, whatever issues are going on for you, and that the world isn't against us. The world is just the world. It's our own internal representation that tells us these stories, our personal experiences growing up, those sort of things. We look at all of that, we can change those parts, leave some of those feelings behind, and enjoy a better quality of life. And it can be thought of the key to running your mind and your life. You can put everything into an NLP process, work with it how you will, to improve how you're currently living, to get more done, to cut out the bits and pieces that aren't working for you. So we're saying all that. NLP is outcome and solution based rather than problem based. We ask how and what questions rather than why questions to establish and understand the composition of the problem. So let's say we want to get over here, but we have this problem. Now this might be the house, the car, the whatever of our dreams, but we have this self-sabotaging thing where we must spend all of our money. We look at how do we get past this problem? What do we need to do to get past this problem? So we can have what we want. Because often the problem manifests itself as a symptom. So this is our symptom. Now, whether that be we've never had money, we don't believe we deserve to have this, whatever it is, this symptom, then we look at ways to change and learn from this so we can get past this to this. This enables you to find what you desire, so this bit, and move towards it or away from that change that you need, that you require to get here. It gives you choice. Now, that is one of the biggest things here is NLP gives you choice in what you want to do. Because ultimately, when we know better, we do better. NLP offers a way to deliberately use your brain so that you can achieve the life that you desire. Now, why that happens is in the brain, what fires together, wires together. So, the things that we currently do and we keep doing send a little electrical signal between our synapses. So what we've currently been doing, what we've been doing since childhood, what we've seen our parents do, we're doing. We have those patterns in place. So NLP cuts that and allows you to wire something else that works better for you, that works better so you can get to that goal. So NLP is a behavioural science. It can provide an epistemology, which is a system of knowledge and values. A methodology, processes and procedures for applying knowledge and values. And a technology, so the tools to aid in the application of knowledge and those values. And so now, looking at what NLP actually means. So neuro is about our nervous system. A large part of NLP has to do with understanding and using principles and patterns of the nervous system. We process our experiences via the 5 senses. So our visual, our sights, what we see, or the way that someone looks at us. We create that judgment in our head. Our auditory, so our ears, our sounds of words we hear and the way we hear those words. Our kinesthetic, external feelings, touch, pressure and texture, as well as internal feelings. Our olfactory, our smell, and our gustatory, our taste. That's how our brain processes information. And then we come to the linguistic part of NLP. Now, the language stimulates and shapes the activities within our nervous system. Effective communication and interaction has to do with how we use that language to instruct and to stimulate. This is the primary way a person has to activate or stimulate the nervous system of the others. So, by using pictures in someone who's a visual person, by saying, looks good to me. When they hear that looks, they're instantly alerted. When you're using this for communication, or when someone says it to you and you're a visual person, you instantly pick up. Your nervous system is activated by your favoured representational system. So for sounds, I've heard lots of good things about it. Feelings, those kinesthetic people. The whole project feels really good. Smell, now olfactory, smells like a winner to me. Taste, I can taste victory. Now our words, our auditory digital, our thinkers, our internal dialogue, that doesn't compute. So what that is these are phrases that you would use to pick someone's interest, depending on their representational system. If I was to say, this whole project feels really good, to a visual person, they'll blank out. They won't pay attention to this. It won't activate or stimulate their nervous system. And so then that brings us to our programming. Now, this is based on the idea that the processes of human learning, memory, and creativity are a function of programs that function more or less effectively to accomplish particular objectives and outcomes. So everything we do is run by a program. How effective that is depends on how we utilize it or our previous experiences. The programs that you have are a product of your reaction and interpretation to your experiences through life, as I was just saying there. So the way we do something, think of the things that you fear. Why do you fear those things? Generally out of safety. So you've had an instance where it hasn't been safe to do that. So now every time you run that program around that similar thing to do with safety, to keep you safe, to preserve our life, which is a very, very basic human thing. Now, they're often complex and interwoven with other programs. So take that fear thing. It might have something to do with something completely different. Say it might be a part of the workspace now. Now, that's going to cause a bit of disruption as that program intertwines with another program. So if you have to do a job around that, it's going to intertwine with that, and there's going to be a level of fear involved with doing that job now. And it'll cause an internal conflict with those parts that we talked about right back at the start of this lesson. Now, our programs can be altered and changed and are held in the unconscious mind and throughout your neurological framework. So not only in the mind, but also in the body. That's why when we see something with fear, we freeze up. When we're really happy and we just can't hide it, or we don't want to hide it, we smile, we beam, we're happy. And we access the majority of our programs through our unconscious and by our sensates knowing. So when we get that sense of something that makes us happy, we access that program. Now, they affect our behaviors and are often thought as automatic and habits, but they're not, and we can change them. So then, once again, in summary, NLP is defined as a system of organizing human behavior into parts on both verbal and non-verbal levels. So our verbal, our communication, how we pique someone else's nervous system or stimulate them, as well as our non-verbal levels, our programs, our processes, those things that we've just been talking about. It presents you with the unlimited possibilities for change and learning. We can change parts or the whole process, the whole program that we've been running around that. Like that fear of that, whatever it is at work, we can remove that fear. And that will remove that fear in life as well. And we can change and learn from that. And it offers you a way to deliberately use your brain to achieve the life that you desire. So by removing that fear, maybe you can get a pay rise. Maybe you can then afford that house, that car, whatever you desire. Maybe you can help more people in that job, if that's what you want to do. But anyway, guys, that's it for what is NLP. One of the things I will say right here is, again, NLP may not make sense to you on the first try. So keep going back, keep revisiting this, keep visiting the material that's provided with these lessons. Learn it, read through it. This is like you might have to unlearn some things with NLP because it's a whole different way of thinking to what you traditionally taught through the education system. But anyway, guys, that's it for this lesson. I will see you in the next one.